Hong Kong story. My guest is Professor Lu Xiang, a research fellow at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences. Professor Lu, welcome. But before we go into the discussion, let's take a quick look at this short excerpt from a video posted by the Hong Kong SAR government. So I have also been joined by Lawrence Ma, a barrister and chairman of the Hong Kong Legal Exchange Foundation. Gentlemen, welcome to The Point. So that was a piece of video prepared by the SAR government highlighting some of the most difficult moments faced by the Hong Kong police during the past 7 months of riot and unrest in the city. Again, as I said, according to the Fraser Institute, in 2017 and 2018, before the unrest started, Hong Kong and its police were rated 8.7 and 8.9, which is the same figure as the year 2019. That's 7 months after the unrest unfolded. So I would like to go to Professor Lu first. Why do you think Hong Kong police have been able to maintain their high ranking in the world after all of these difficult months of fights, let's say, with people who want to break the law and all of these alleged police brutality?
Yeah, actually it's not the same all the time. Actually, before 1970s, Hong Kong police was seen as a corrupted force. But after that, yeah, very corrupted. But after that, the British rulers made some efforts to clean, to discipline this force, and later on, this police force has become one of the most prestigious police force in the world. I think there are 4 factors for Hong Kong police to be ranked very high in this world. The first factor is the source. Actually, the Hong Kong policemen came from graduate. Many of them are from college graduates, and the second factor is that they are trained very well. For example, the current commissioner was trained not only in UK and the US, but also in mainland China. He was trained together with Chinese provincial directors of police.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have a very good discipline, and the fourth factor is that they have very good guidance for what to do in different circumstances. Yeah.
So let me go to Lawrence in Hong Kong. Why do you think after 7 months of alleged police brutality, the rating still finds Hong Kong police to be such high quality, comparable to the best in the world?
Well, first, because they are professionally trained. They are very well trained. They have undergone training, very regular training. And very importantly, police actions are under microscopic scrutiny in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is a very small city as compared with, say, America, which is a big country, or Australia, a big country. Every action, particularly riots and orders which would be closely monitored by the press, police are put under, any actions of the police are put under close microscopic scrutiny. So they have to be very careful of what they say, how they act, and how they react. So in order to be seen and so trained to be professionally dealing with this situation, they are very well constrained to handle the situation.
So why do you think the police is always called into question when they receive such constantly high ranking from international organizations? And we're not just talking about this one particular ranking. I've also seen ranking by the World Economic Forum. They have a police reliability ranking, and Hong Kong also ranked very high. I haven't seen the 2019 number, but I have seen, for instance, constantly up till 2018, for instance, Hong Kong police has always enjoyed a very high reputation. And my question is, a good, high-quality police force won't change their behavior overnight, right? Professor Liu, what is your observation?
Yeah, actually, Hong Kong police has been facing very difficult situation. We see in Hong Kong actually two groups of protesters. One is called 勇武派 die-hard protesters, die-hard fighters, or even the other is called 合理非, the so-called peaceful and rational and non-violent groups. But not all these peaceful protesters are really peaceful. Actually, some of them are how to say, complicit with the radical extremists. So the situation is very difficult, but it's fortunate the Hong Kong police actually perform their duties very well, and they make very good differentiation from the radical from the peaceful protesters.
Lawrence, despite the high ranking and despite the police doing a very good job in terms of containing the number of casualties, for instance, in 7 months of unrest, not one single death has been caused because of confrontation with police. Despite that, I do sense while I was in the city a high degree of doubts, let's say, on the neutrality, on the conduct of the police. And a lot of ordinary people are also calling into question the behavior of the police. How do you explain that, Lawrence?
Well, the police in Hong Kong is actually embroiled in the middle of a political conflict between the American interest and the Chinese interest. There has been a section of the Western media wanting to cook up stories about police brutality in order to flame the police of violation of human rights. And this is a chip they can actually take on to run against China. So this is the problem, that no matter how well Hong Kong police and how polite and how well-mannered and how professional they handle the current riot situation, the protesters always wanted to get up an excuse so that they would be able to point to some fact of police brutality and flame the police and ruin its reputation and try to say that Hong Kong has not protected human rights.
So this ranking, what does this ranking represent in one word to those who have unreasonably questioned the credibility of the Hong Kong police? Lawrence, very briefly.
Well, I think the ranking is very important because it's an objective test of how police should be ranked in Hong Kong, and the world can see that Hong Kong police are really at the very top of the ranking, which they have acted professionally, and human rights and freedom of expression and assembly have not been violated.
Okay. We have to leave it there. Many thanks to Lawrence Ma, barrister and chairman of Hong Kong Legal Exchange Foundation, and Professor Liu Xiang from the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences. And with that, we come to the end of this edition of The Point with me, Liu Xin. As always, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter using the handle The Point with LX. Thanks for watching. You've got The Point.